Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Freelancers Tea Break, the short and sweet podcast you can enjoy whilst you're making a cuppa. And is there any better time of the year to really enjoy a cuppa than autumn? I'm obsessed. I have been obsessed for a very, very long time. I'm an autumn hipster. I have no shame about saying how obsessed I am with autumn. I think it's because I was saying to someone recently, it's such a comforting time. Like summer for me is deeply uncomfortable. It's very hot. I'm always worried about getting sunburned. I'm always thinking about all the things I have to take out just to make sure, your sun cream and your sunglasses and everything else. And it just feels like sleeping at night, everything. It's, for me, deeply uncomfortable. Autumn is so comfortable, and even into winter as well, but autumn in particular. And I thought I'd just be very self-indulgent and share some of my cozy favourites as a freelancer and the things that I do to make my freelancing life even more cozy in the autumn. So let's get started with my work setup, so my desk setup. So I tend to work in one or two places at home. I'm either at my desk or if I'm kind of just doing general admin, writing, typing type things, I'm often on the sofa because it's more comfortable. I can put my legs up and I can indulge in even more blankets. But let's talk about, first of all, my desk. So on my desk in the autumn, it's very, very cozy. I nearly always have a candle going when I'm in here. I love now that you've got so many options with candles and things like that. I've got wax burners, which are fantastic for ADHDers who often forget that they turn things on. And I'm really tempted by one of those lamp thingies that goes over a candle and melts it without lighting it. So that's on my shopping list, I think. But I make sure there's loads of like little lamps around and tea lights. My husband is still very deep into his 3D printing hobby, which is brilliant because he's printing all sorts of little things. So I've got lots of little printed characters and things all around my desk that just make me smile whenever I look at them. I always have a blanket by my desk. So even when I'm on a coaching call, I'll be sitting there with a blanket on my knees because it's where I feel most comfortable and grounded and therefore much more focused on the call. I often have the most comfortable, soft fabrics on when I'm working from home. So anything that's really comfortable. I'm a huge fan of Snag tights. I've also got a pair of their trousers and a couple of other bits from them. So if you're looking for some tights or leggings that are incredibly comfortable, this is not an ad. It'd be great if it was. But I have been a huge fan of Snag for a while. Last year I got their advent calendar and I'm very tempted to get it again. This, by the way, is definitely going to be an episode where I'm ping-ponging all over the place, but I'm unapologetic about that. So on your desk as well, warm drinks. Now, unfortunately, due to some medication I'm on, I can't now drink my absolute favourite, which is chai tea. One of the spices does not agree with me. So I've switched to peppermint tea at the moment. But if you've never tried chai tea and you don't love coffee, but you kind of have a bit of envy of the whole PSL pumpkin spice things, chai tea is definitely the way to go. We're also that household that buys mince pies in September. Okay, we bought some in August as well. So there is often a lovely warm cup of tea in the afternoon on my desk with some kind of little snack, like a mince pie. And the other thing I really love having in my office this time of year, so I have a double screen actually I have a laptop with two screens on it and then a second screen. And on the smaller screen on my laptop, I often play a YouTube channel called Calmed by Nature. And it has all these scenes with lovely ASMR music or just general background music that's very relaxing. They've got some beautiful autumn and winter ones. So if I need to focus, that's what I go to. So basically, it's about thinking with your desk. Which of your senses are being comforted right now? So can you see things that make you feel lovely and cozy? Can you smell things and even hear things? So even like the candle for me is both smelling and also the sound of the flickering flame. I love that. And just the fabrics you're having around you, all those kind of things. What can you do to add more delightful sensory input into your desk space. So I also want to talk about some of the things that can be difficult in autumn, which I know a lot of people struggle with the shorter daylight hours. So I just wanted to mention a couple of things like getting outside in the morning makes a big difference. And actually it is the perfect weather to just bundle up. And if you've got a garden space, just go outside and sit out there for a bit with your cup of tea. That daylight will be really, really helpful. If you can't do that, the light therapy lamps, mine's actually, it's a rectangular box that I can just have on there. That's really, really beneficial for a lot of people. And obviously things like vitamin D, making sure that you're staying on top of your vitamins, especially now the summer's gone. And as much as I don't like summer, I am very aware that we had a fairly rubbish summer this year in terms of how much heat we had and how much light. So definitely make sure you're keeping on top of all your vitamins. It's also worth thinking about kind of your comfort routines. So I find during this time of year, I slow down a little bit and I'm a bit more mindful about the things that I do. Even like cooking becomes much more enjoyable this time of year for me. And even for lunch, I've just had soup. And usually I would probably just grab a quick sandwich in the summer. But soup makes you slow down and really enjoy it and enjoy the flavours. So everything is a lot more slow and enjoyable. So think about kind of how you can build that into your routine as well. And also things like building in breaks and stuff like that. I have the two things that I'm really enjoying taking breaks for at the moment are I downloaded the game The Tiny Bookshop. I got it on the Nintendo Switch too, but I think they're on a few of the different platforms. And it's a lovely, cozy game where you have your own little bookshop on wheels that you take to different places and you recommend different books to different people who visit the shop. It's a lovely, lovely, very chilled, cozy game. And also reading. I read so much more this time of year. I had a look on my tracker, and this time of year, my reading shoots up. I've just finished my friend E.L. Williams, her book, The Butterfly Witch. And my other friend, Gemma Clatworthy, is contributing to sort of an Autumn Vale collection of short stories, which is definitely going to be on mine. So I'll put the details of both of those in the show notes. I think it's also worth mentioning that this time of year, it's even more important that you're getting out and meeting with people. And again, this is another weird one where I'm so much more sociable this time of year. I'm so much more likely to go out and do things. I think because the weather is, although it might be raining or whatever, I don't feel like, oh God, it's sunny. I don't want to leave the house. It's too hot. So I tend to arrange coffees with people a lot more this time of year. Or I think it's also the fact that you can meet up with somebody and go get a hot drink and go for a walk with somebody if the weather's nice. That's a really lovely thing. I don't feel like I quite enjoyed it in the same way in summer. But it's really, really important this time of year to make sure you're still trying to socialise if you can. So yeah, co-working, networking, meeting up with friends for a coffee, meeting up with potential clients for a coffee, anything like that is always a really good idea. And just generally, I know there's such a push at the moment for finish the year on a high, hustle, hustle, hustle. And it is hard at the moment, and we are all having to try much harder to find clients. That is definitely true. But I think there's also something to be said for slowing down, being more mindful. I highly recommend a book called Wintering, which is all about stages in your year or your life when you're kind of going through a winter and how to embrace that rather than fighting it. And kind of cozy productivity, I think, is what I'm going for. So being productive but not burning out is what we're going for here. So I kind of rattled through lots of different things there, but for me, coziness is almost what I freelance for in terms of building a business where I can be comfortable and I can be cozy, and I don't feel like I'm constantly made to feel uncomfortable. And one of the beauties of working for yourself and working from home is being able to have that desk space that is completely optimized to you. So my challenge, I guess, for you is to have a look around your desk, your workspace, and think, how could I make this more cozy or more comfortable? If coziness isn't your sort of thing, maybe just have a look and say, how could I make this work better for me? How could I make it a more pleasurable environment to be in? It doesn't have to be spending lots of money or anything like that. It could just be even like taking a print or art that you might have in another room, or even you can find them on Canva and print them out and put them on the walls and things like that. So lots of different ways you can do that. I'd even recommend a lot more going on to Etsy. There's some fantastic artists on there, and that's a much better way to do it. Right, I'd love to know what cozy means for you as a freelancer. Come on over to the Facebook group, the Freelance Lifestylers, or the Discord. Both of them are free to join, and they're a great place to have a good chat about things. I hope you have a wonderful and cozy freelance week.